Hey guys, it's me, Aego here. Hi. Hello. Today I'll be taking some time to introduce red color lipsticks that work well with those with warm tones. Red can be the most basic color when it comes to lip colors, and there's a saying that there is no same red under the sky. So today I brought a variety of 10 different red colors. Today I called over Lara and Rosaline to show you a variety of lip swatches, and I hope today's video will be of great help to you. The first product is Romance Zero Matte Lipstick 18 Tanning Red. This is a lipstick line that has been continuously appearing since the first of my lip color series. The texture is the same as its counterparts. It may feel a bit stiff at first, but as you apply it, you can feel that it applies on smoother than you think. And since it applies smoothly, it also feels slightly moist. On my lips, it was slightly scarlet red, which seemed warm, but when applied in full lip, it felt a bit deeper than expected. On Lara's lips, the color is expressed as a very clear and clean red as it seemed to feel very bright and vivid. And on Rosaline's lips, the color looks quite orangish. I did not expect there to be any orange in this color at all, so I was a bit surprised. Overall, this is a suitable color for when you want to go for a slightly deep red looking lips. When moving my lips a lot and eating something after applying it, the color seems to remain only on the lip line. And there seems to be some flaking, so I recommend that you thoroughly take care of your lips before using it. The second and third products are Clio's Matte Stain Lip, No. 7 Brick Touch, and No. 9 Red Fog. They have a texture that goes on smoothly, and I could see a matte finish as soon as they're applied. And when blending them with my fingers, while they don't blend well as I expected, they do blend eventually, but the colors seem to come out softer than how they originally looked. No. 7 Brick Touch seems to be a red color that looks slightly coral on my lips, but when applied it in a full lip, it was a red that looked brighter than I expected. On Lara's lips, it seemed to be a deep pink color with a slight orange tinge, but it also seemed to have a more natural feel than I thought, so I thought it'd be good as an MLBB. And on Rosaline's lips, it looked like a coral red with a bit of white tint. The color felt most natural on her amongst the three of us. No. 9 Red Fog on my lips seemed a bit pinkish and a bit deeper than No. 7. When applied in a full lip, the color looked much prettier than it was applied in gradation. On Lara's lips, it seemed like a deep red color with a slight hint of brown. It wasn't too deep, so it seemed to look pretty on her. And on Rosaline's lips, it was a deeper coral red than No. 7, and it seemed to have a lot of orange tint. It felt deep but natural. I couldn't see any flaking on my lips when I applied it on, but I think it would have applied on even more smoothly and moistly if I had taken better care of my lips beforehand. I thought that they were just the colors that feels coralish, but upon applying it onto Rosaline's lips, it felt a bit of orange, giving it a warmer feeling. And as for No. 9, it was deep but not too deep, so it looks good to use naturally. The fourth product is Espoir's lipstick Nowhere Velvet RD206. This seems to have a velvety texture that goes on smoothly and feels moister than I thought it would. As it applies on smoothly and moist, it also seems to blend well. It has a red color that reminds me of dried red apples on my lips, so I thought it would go well with a bright red lip makeup. On Lara's lips, the bright red color suited with her so well. I thought it felt a bit cool because her skin tone is very light. On the other hand, on Rosaline's lips, it was expressed in a bright pink red. Rather than being very pink, it was more like a red with 2 drops of pink mixed in. I really liked how it sticks onto the lips as it's applied on smoothly. To me, I felt that the red apple color felt warm, but interestingly, the slight pink made it cool on Lara and Rosaline. So I would say that it's a color that will suit both warm and cool tones. The fifth product is Holika Holika's Crystal Crush Lipstick No. 3 Maroon Flame. There's a glitter on the outside, but as you use it, the glitter disappears and you can also use it as a matte lip like this. This product was previously introduced in the Holika Holika's Love Who You Are line review. Since it has a sensual matte texture, I was able to see how it applies on very softly and smoothly. It's a smoky burgundy color with a brownish feel to my lips. It has a very deep red, so it's a color I would recommend to those who is warm autumn toned. On Lara's lips, it seemed to be a deep red color that goes well with autumn warm, and she said that she found this to be very pretty. On the other hand, it didn't look as deep as I expected on Rosaline's lips. The color rather looked like a brownish orange red. Since the outside is glitter and the inside is moist, I think it's a good lipstick to apply on according to the look you want to create from time to time. Although it looks like a very deep red, I was surprised that it didn't look as deep as I thought on Rosaline's lips. It seems like a good color to create deep look or a point look. The 6th and 7th products are Etude Smooth Matte Lipstick, number 5 Cranberry Cookie, and number 10 Double Espresso. I've introduced these lipsticks once before. They spread on smoothly with a soft finish, and they also spread smoothly with my fingers. On my lips, number 5 Cranberry Cookie feels more coral than expected, and it's a good color to use when I want to create a natural look. On Lara's lips, it's a soft orange that looks natural yet lively color. And on Rosaline's lips, it looks like a natural orange coral color, which is equally natural and vibrant. Number 10 Double Espresso on my lips seemed to be a red color mixed with brown and coral. The color seemed to be on the warmer side because of how deep it looks. On Lara's lips, it's a deep red color with a lot of brown. The color looks to be warm brown deep red free of any coral in it. On Rosaline's lips, on the other hand, it looked to be a deep coral color. While it's deeper than number 5, it isn't a color that is extremely deep. Personally, I feel that number 5 would look good on spring warm tone people because it has a lot of coral, and number 10 would look good on autumn. Although number 10 is deep, as it's not too deep and has a more natural feel, I think it'd be good for daily use. The 8th product is Tonymoly's Kiss Lover Style M RD01 Ruby Red. This has a very smooth application, so it seems to have a high color development. It feels somewhat sticky, yet it blends smoothly with my fingers. On my lips, it's bright red like a ripe apple, but it's a much more vivid and pretty red color than the Espoir lipstick I showed earlier. On Lara's lips, it was expressed in a very bright red, and it seemed to be a color that made the skin tone brighter. And on Rosaline's lips, it wasn't expressed as bright as I expected. It looks less vivid. I was surprised with the many pretty colors of Tonymoly's Kiss Lover Style M, and I find this bright red color to be very pretty. The only disappointment was that the scent was a bit strong. The scent reminds me of the bubblegum that was once popular in Korea in the past. The 9th product is Koelcia Semi-Matte Lipstick number 1 Delight Red. It's a semi-matte lipstick, but it seems to be moist in texture, and due to its smooth, moist formula, it blends fairly well. Similar to the lipstick from Espoir and Tonymoly, Koelcia's Delight Red reminded me of a bright ripe apple red. The color looks more vivid than Espoir's and slightly more pinkish than Tonymoly. On Lara's lips, it looks scarlet with a hint of pink. Rather than being completely red, there seems to be a bit of orange mixed in. And on Rosaline's lips, the color looks like slightly deep coral orange red color. It looks least vivid on her among the three of us. It's my first time with this brand Koelcia, and when I first tested it, I decided to bring it along since the red color was so pretty. Overall, it seems like a nice red color to use when you want to create lively and vivid red lips. The 10th and last product is Innisfree's Real Fit Shine Lipstick number 3 Red Ruby. Since it's a shine lipstick, it applies on very moistly. With its extremely moist formula, you can see how moistly it blends. I think the red looks kind of pink and bluish on my lips. I think this color is also a really pretty red color because it has a clear filling. On Lara's lips, it seemed to be a very bright pink red color, but she said that she liked this color because it applied very moistly. It seemed to be a coral color with a strong natural feel on Rosaline's lips. It seemed to look more natural because it had a moist texture. Since it's a moist lipstick, it seems to be a good lipstick to apply on without having to worry about peeling or flaking. But since it applies on with a watery feeling as it melts, I personally think it'd be better to apply it on the lips once and then blend it evenly with a brush. Like this, I've introduced red color lipsticks that will suit people with warm tones. Since red is the most basic color, it's most often used, I chose to make a video on this color. I wonder what lip swatch we'll be doing in the next lip swatch video. So my video is still here. Thank you for watching my video today. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like buttons, and please leave some comments for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!